Good morning, CB kids. Good morning, church. Welcome to Kids Korner. Well, the summer is over and school is starting again. And there are people in the building today who are not on the technical crew or on the worship team. Yay! And next week we have our big reopening of the church to start welcoming all of you back. I'm so excited to see everyone again. And I'm so excited to get kids ministry back here in the church in just a month's time. But until we do that, I guess we'll just have to keep hanging out like this on Sundays. Well, I have a new memory verse for everyone to look at this month. We'll only get 4 weeks with it, so we're going to have to work pretty hard to memorize it. But I think we can do it. And fun fact, this memory verse is the same verse that Jolene and I used on our trip to Cambodia last year. So let's take a look at our verse together. Now we're just going to read it out loud together twice this week. The next week we'll remove some words and start doing the hard work of memorizing it. This passage is from 2 Peter 3, verse 13. And it says, "But we are looking forward to the new heavens and new earth he has promised, a world filled with God's righteousness." Let's read that out loud together one more time. "But we are looking forward to the new heavens and new earth he has promised, a world filled with God's righteousness." Awesome. So next week we will take a look at this verse again and we'll start to remove some words and start to really burn this into our memories. Now kids, have you ever been so excited to go on a trip that you just could not wait any longer? Maybe your family has taken you to Disney World, or perhaps your family rented a cottage for vacation. Maybe you got tickets to go and see a band in concert or a sport that you really like. Or maybe you got tickets to go and see Dude Perfect this last July, but because of COVID, it got postponed. And then when they rescheduled it for next July, you had to just sit back and wait in eager anticipation for those five guys to go up on stage and, do amazing trick shots and spin Wheel Unfortunate.
Why don't you join me in saying, "That's unfortunate"?
Just as an example. But I'm sure that we can all relate to that feeling of anticipation. Maybe some restless nights as you're sitting awake, eagerly waiting to go on this thing you just can't wait to go on. Well, today, Pastor Aaron is teaching us about a passage from 2 Corinthians that talks about this kind of anticipation. It's not about going to some vacation spot or some one-night event, but rather, Paul is talking to the people of Corinth about the anticipation of heaven, our eternal home, and about how, as we live in anticipation of heaven, that it will actually change our lives here on earth. Now, sometimes it can be hard to think about heaven. We've never been there before, and we don't have a brochure with photographs or a list of rides like we would for a place like Disney World. But do you know what we do know? There's no pain. There's no scraped knees. And there's no sadness in heaven. There's no fear or even worry. Instead, there is happiness, joy, and freedom from all the bad stuff that we may have to go through here on earth. When things here are tough and you get hurt, remember, this is not our home. Heaven is our home. So let's live in anticipation of our eternal home, a place without pain, without fear, without sadness. Rather, a place of happiness, of wonder and joy in the presence of our God.